D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I read to bring you this video, and you can read them for yourself, and, deduce whatever you want, or you can just listen to what I'm going to tell you, because I'm going to break them all down for you. Now, I also want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, so now that we got that business out of the way, why don't we go ahead and get started on these 3 stories. So for my first story this week, all right, you guys, so it looks like Keanu Reeves is going to voice Shadow in the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie. Now, if you remember correctly, Shadow was shown, and I'm pulling up this article, and this is from Hollywood Reporter. My bad. It was from one of those people. And there's Keanu. He's adorable. Love Keanu. Okay, so if you remember correctly, at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which I thought was pretty good, Shadow shows up. Now, obviously, we didn't get any lines from him. He just showed up, which I thought was pretty cool. And then they announced, and we have the Knuckles TV show coming out rather soon, on Max. And I think that looks great. I love Idris Elba. I didn't think he would be I didn't know if he would be a great Knuckles or not, but he was. He was a great Knuckles. I love that movie. I love Knuckles and everything. But I love Shadow also. He's just super fun, kind of villain-esque, turned to a good guy. But then he's also a little naughty sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But Keanu Reeves is going to voice him. Now, I did see some people that were just I don't like Keanu Reeves voicing him. And I'm all like, yeah, but Keanu Reeves, I think, has got a really great kind of a voice that you would recognize, If you remember correctly, he was in Toy Story 4. Was it 4? Yeah, it was 4. Where he played that little Duke Kaboom. Duke Kaboom was who he played in that movie. And I thought he did a great job. He's oh, Jordan, and everything. I thought it was great and everything. He also was in that Cyberpunk game, which I also think he did a great job. And I think that Keanu Reeves has a really, very, distinct voice, in my opinion. And I think that when you watch it, you're going to know it's Keanu Reeves voicing it. But at the same time, I thought the same thing about Idris Elba as Knuckles. I thought he has such a distinct voice, and I thought you wouldn't be able to separate the two. But I was wrong, because I thought that he did such a great job as Knuckles, and I really liked what he did there. Now, I can't remember if there was a part of this that I did want to read, but it looks like they said they did say they were going to announce something at CinemaCon, or maybe they did announce something at CinemaCon. But they just talk about how, his Matrix stuff and everything, and they just talk about how he's going to voice Shadow. And Shadow's obviously going to be the villain of the 3rd movie, and I think that's a good step to go. I really like the way that they're putting canon stuff into, and they're bringing the mythology of Sonic, the whole Sonic verse, if you will, into these movies, these live action movies. And I have personally liked all these movies. Now, I will have to say, though, I would like it if they went off Earth a little more often, for a whole movie, But at the same time, I don't hate that they're on Earth. And I think that, with Jim Carrey in there, I think, and then Idris Elba, I think Jim Carrey is just top notch getting somebody of talent that, in there. And he does great, Dr. Robotnik. But then I also think that Idris Elba adding his voice to the mix, I thought that gave it a little bit more of prestige, But even though it's a fun, silly kind of almost comic-y book kind of movie and everything, and it's based off a video game, and then I think that adding Keanu Reeves really does help it out a lot. I know that some people may think Keanu Reeves is not a top-notch actor, but I have to disagree. I think he's totally great. I love him in everything he's in. I think he brings a sense of comedy to it. He was in that SpongeBob movie, wasn't he? He was yeah, I think so. Yeah, or one of those SpongeBob movies. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, he's just great. I think he's going to handle it very well. I think he's going to do a great job. I'm interested in knowing if he's going to do his regular Keanu voice or if he's going to bring a little something different to it, you know? Maybe he's going to change his voice up a little. You never know. You never know. But I think it'll be interesting to see what he does there. And I'm all for this. I think it sounds great, and I can't wait to see what we have in store for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. All right, you guys. So that was my first story of the week. So for my second story of the week, okay. So this news came out, and I'm not like the hugest fan of it. If I have to be honest with you, it's because okay. So here's the news. So they are doing a 28 days later. Or 20 years later movie. Now it says Nina DaCosta is going to, let me just pull up the article here. So here is the article, and this is from Deadline. I'm going to read a tiny bit of this to get you guys. So it says, while Danny Boyle is set to return to direct 28 years later, the first film in the new trilogy based on the iconic horror films he helped launch, Sony Pictures is already lining up the Helmer for the second installment. Now, what this is Alex Garland is coming back to write. So now, first things first. This sequel trilogy that they're going to be doing for 28 days later. So they did 28 days later, then they did 28 months later. Now they're doing 28 years later. And they're going to have this be a trilogy or whatnot. Or like the second trilogy or whatnot. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we'll see. Because I kind of do like Alex Garland a little bit. I also do like Danny Boyle. So we'll see. I'm excited for 28 years later. I think that I'm excited for it. But here's the thing. Nina DaCosta is not a good director. And I know you're going to be all like, oh, that's racist because she's black. But here's the thing. She's proven herself to be a bad director. And everybody wants to talk about her style and what she brings to it. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here with that noise. I'm sorry. But Candyman sucked balls. It was terrible. It was not a good movie. It was bad. It was a bad movie. And I don't care how much style Nina DaCosta brought to that movie. It still sucked. And she should have realized that. And she should have tried to make it not suck. So then she went on to do The Marvels. Now, she trashed that movie and left early. But, you know, I mean, I get it. I would have left early because that movie was trash. But Nina DaCosta did not bring any nuance to that movie whatsoever. She didn't bring a certain flavor to it. And she should have tried harder to do that, to make herself stand out. Because all we have to go on, really, is that Candy. I know you're all like, oh, she did some other stuff. And I'm like, most people don't know whatever else she did. No, most people don't know. And, you know, just because she did some college film doesn't mean anything. Nobody remembers anything she did except for Candyman and The Marvels. So get over yourself. But I just want to say, like this is just not, this is not good news. I don't think that Nina DaCosta is going to bring anything good to the table in terms of her directing style. I'm more than happy to be proven wrong, but as of right now, we have to go on Nina DaCosta's track record. And Nina DaCosta's track record is that she sucks. She's not good at the job. And I don't want to, I hate to be the bearer of bad news about that, but, that's just how it is. So now as far as the movie goes, the movie takes place obviously 28 years after the initial movie 28 Days Later, which was after the first month, which starred, Cillian Murphy, which, by the way, he is executive producing this movie, so he is involved. And like I said before, Danny Boyle is coming back to direct, and he directed the first movie. And then, what's his face? Alex Garland, he's the original writer. But he is definitely coming back along with some other people to be executive or to be producers on it. He's coming back as a writer along with some other people, and then they're going to be producers on the movie. So, again, I say I'm excited for the first movie, that 28 years later. But as far as the part two, with Nina DaCosta directing, I do not have faith in her talent. I think that she needs to prove herself. And I know you're going to be like, why does she have to prove herself to you? And it's like, she has to prove herself to the world. Because right now, she's proven that she's not very good. And her movies suck. So I'm sorry. Like if that's the hill you want to die on, then I have proof that her movies are bad. So I'm just saying, like, it's like, go off on yourself, but it's fine. I don't care. But I just she's not good. She's just not good. All right, you guys. So that was my second story of the week. So for my third and final story this week. All right, you guys. So I wanted to talk about this story because J.K. Rowling is getting some more hate and heat online because it looks like she's got a book, which I didn't know about this book until I read this article. I saw it online. I didn't know about it. So I was like, what? All right, let me pull up this article. So this is from Variety. And it says right here, I'm not going to pull up the article because I'm not going to read it and everything. I'll read a small synopsis of the book because I didn't know about the book. But it says that J.K. Rowling's children's book, The Christmas Pig, is in early development. And they're going to do a film adaptation of this. I don't know if it's going to be animated. I kind of hope it's animated, kind of like how they do Toy Story. But so she's getting this movie, this book turned into a movie. Now let me real quick throw up the synopsis of this book real quick, and that is, so it says, the book tells the story of a boy named Jack who loses his childhood toy, Der Pig, nicknamed DP, on Christmas Eve after his stepsister throws it out of the family car. Although Jack is offered a replacement called Christmas Pig as consolation, he misses his old faithful friend and casts Christmas Pig aside. Now, I just want to say, first off, if this is animated, yay, but if it's not, that's fine. I get it and everything. But I wanted to talk about some of the hate that she's getting about this story. Okay, so we're going to head over to Twitter, and we're going to head over to this article. We're just going to go to this article on Twitter because this has just got some lovely hate on it and some lies. So here's the Twitter, my Twitter. But here's that article from Variety when they posted it. So let's just go to this guy right here being all weird. He says, the only time, hold on, let's pull it up. The only time y'all should be reporting something about J.K. Rowling is when she's finally dead and 6 feet in the earth. Can't wait. And I'm all like, what? I'm like, how pathetic do you have to be? How pathetic is this fucking loser? This guy right here, I just want to say that, let's pull this one up because he says, all this replies about Holocaust denier are huge lies. You guys should be ashamed for lying like this, seriously. And she is not a Holocaust denier. That is a lie, 100%. So I'm going to skip all of those. One person did put on here that absolutely hilarious to post a picture of the book on marked down. If you notice in this picture, it says right here, half price for the book. That is, I will be honest, that is funny that they put that in there. But Variety doesn't like J.K. Rowling. They're assholes. They just did this story because they're like, it's happening. So we should definitely, report it. But at the same time, I just go, books are all the time half off. And like Harry Potter books, you can go into a Barnes and Noble or a Schuster's if theirs are still around or anything like that, and see that a Harry Potter book, let alone a million other books, are on sale. So I mean, like, that's not that big a deal. It says right here, let's see, right here. I can't stand her and won't be supporting it. Well, that's fine, Space Monkey, but I'm going to support her because I love J.K. Rowling. So you can suck a big fat one. Like this person right here just went to ad hominems and was just like, isn't it an autobiography? Like, you're just trying to be mean to be a dick, Polly Cheesesteak. You're just being a dick, for whatever. So let's see. It says that Warner Brothers should definitely make this. I agree. I think it should also be a animated movie, like I said before. So this person right here said, for how much Rowling says she cares about girls and women, you'd think she'd write a female protagonist. I'm sorry. So that she doesn't write a female protagonist. I think she has a son. So why wouldn't she write a male protagonist? That has nothing to do with it. Right here, we're going to do this last one, and then I'm just it says J.K. Rowling, that vile woman who denies part of the Holocaust. What? Get out of here. You guys are just insane. We're gonna leave this and go back to the article and pull myself up here. So I just want to say, as far as this goes, I love J.K. Rowling. I love that woman. She has said nothing wrong, and I think that a lot of people are just crapping all over her because, you know, they're big douches about everything. They're such children. It's really annoying, and I honestly, I'm just so sick and tired of it. So I'm excited for this, you guys. I think it sounds great. I think it looks great. I think the imagery, I played the trailer for the book a little bit ago. I think if they did this animation style, I think this would be great. Like if they did kind of like they do with Toy Story, I think that would be great. And personally, I'm going to pick this book up, you know, and I'm going to, you know, read it to my kids at some point in time, probably around Christmas. And then I also just go like, this is just good for J.K. Rowling. Make that money, girl. I'm super happy for you. You got my support and my dollar bills, so I have nothing wrong with it. All right, you guys, so that was my final story of the week. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you feel about Keanu Reeves doing the voice of Shadow for Sonic the Hedgehog 3? Is this something like you're super excited about, or you're just like, I don't really know about it or whatnot? Are you willing to give it a chance? How do you feel about those Sonic movies and everything? So far, I'm loving them. I can't wait for that Knuckles show. I know a lot of people were crapping on it, but I'm excited for it. I like Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not a huge Sonic the Hedgehog stan or anything like that. I have played the games, not all of them, but I have played the games and I've read some of the comic books, but I just like that world and those characters, so I'm definitely down for this. Also, tell me, how do you guys feel about Nina DaCosta taking the reins as director for part 2 of 28 Days or Years Later? I mean, is this something that you're up for or against or whatever? I mean, are you like me and you're just like, I'm gonna have to see it to believe it, honey, because so far you've been putting out duds, and I'm not talking just because like the script was bad or anything. Like, you didn't add anything, in my opinion, that was just like so gosh darn amazing. But you know, I mean, we'll see. I mean, like I said before, if she turns out a good movie, I will praise it up and down, but I'm not excited for it, and I won't give it praise until I see it. But let's see how she does. And then finally, tell me, how do you guys feel about this J.K. Rowling, The Christmas Pig story? I mean, first off, I've never read that book. Have you ever read it before? And if so, what'd you think about it? I'm definitely going to pick it up and read it and everything. I've read all her books that she did with Cormoran Strike and everything under that different pen name. I can't remember what it is. Robert Galbraith. I read all those. Those are good. I love those books. And of course, I love Harry Potter. Harry Potter is just the best, in my opinion. That's my number one jam. But I definitely will pick this up and read it because I just love J.K. Rowling's writing. I think that she's really good at it. And I support her in this, and the people that don't support her and they just want to give her crap and everything, I just go, you know what? Don't buy it, because I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to go see this movie whenever it comes out, and you guys can just be haters, you know, in your mother's basement or up in your nana's attic and everything. But yeah. All right, you guys. Well, that's all I got for you this week. Tell me what you guys think about all these stories. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know, I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on my Week in Review. You guys have a good week. Bye.
Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my Week in Review.